This is Kiss FM. Kiss FM.
God damn it.
Welcome everybody to another Sunday sermon with your host, Mr. Banks, and no, it's no premium. We're not financial advisors. No one on this call is, so nothing should be taken as financial advice, purely entertainment only.
Yeah, Justin might have just got fired from the being the intro man on that, man. Although I did like the throwback Kiss FM.
You know, like we're on a radio show.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. So
moving on.
We'll jump right into it. Well, last week, look, we'll do a quick review last week. We had the levels and we said, what, as long as 370 holds and 380 breaks, we fill the gap to 390. Okay. It took all week, but it literally happened and the levels stayed the same the entire week. If you go back to the last sermon on Sunday of last week, every level was the same. All right. In this market, especially a bear market, you want to be a levels to level trader for the most part, because it will give you a better understanding of the macro move that is going to come. Okay. So that's a little overview of last week. We can hop right on into what I'm expected to happen this week. Definitely not going to be a quiet week, which you can see we have a ton of economic data coming out here. Monday, nothing really gets me, excited. I do want to see the consumer confidence index. And I also want to see the Case-Shiller U.S. home price index year over year. I think those will be good. But the most important one, in my opinion, and I was talking about it on live with a few people just during the market this week, just kind of voicing my thoughts. After hearing Powell testify to the Senate and to the House, one thing everybody is known that is not transitory and is going to stay here unless the Fed acts on it is inflation, right? So now the inflation doesn't quite have the same impact on the news as far as movement goes, in my opinion. So I'm thinking, what's the next thing that everyone's worried about? How many times did you hear the word goddamn recession, right? Go on. Okay. So I think everybody is now forward thinking to the recession side of things, the possibility. So by textbook, right? By textbook definition, 2 contracting quarters of GDP is technically into a recession. And if unemployment spikes, it's just like a cherry on the top, right? So that's what we want to be watching for. We want to see what's going to happen when these numbers come out right here on Wednesday. Okay. And then we also have Mr. Fuck Your Puts, yours truly, Jerome Powell, on Wednesday as well. And he's doing a discussion. Obviously, it's a economic policy panel discussion. But anytime he speaks, the market listens. And when the market's listening, they're just chopping it around, right? Making sure he doesn't say something stupid. But we all know he's a magician with his words. Okay. And he's pretty good at keeping it high and tight. All right. So as far as the economic data that goes, I'm truly only really looking at the consumer confidence index, the Case-Shiller homes, and then GDP that comes out. Obviously, guys, we want to know the PCE inflation. We want to know initial jobless claims as well. Okay. Justin, do you have anything you want to add? I know you updated the market update channel.
Bullard speaks on Wednesday as well.
Okay. I know there's a few Fed members speaking
FOMC
throughout the week.
Members speak every day. They speak Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right.
Yeah, there's Williams, Barkin, Daly, Mester, and then Powell and Bullard speak the same day.
Yeah. I think the most important one would definitely be the Powell, in my opinion.
So Wednesday,
The other board members you guys have to realize is a lot of them can have conflicting ideas.
Yeah.
Right. And so some of them could be a little bit more hawkish. Some of them could be dovish. It's tough to say, but who's like the man, the shot caller is fucking Powell, right? That's who you're going to need to pay attention to. You ever see that he's speaking, you better drop everything and listen. All right. But yeah. And then as far as earnings goes, from Dan, I'm sure he'll post something in his respective channels, but we got Micron Technology, right? Is the semiconductors. They're on the 30th. And then we have Nike is, I believe, tomorrow for 627. Now, I like those two mainly. And here's why. Micron, we need to figure out what the hell's going on with chips because everything in our goddamn country runs on chips. All right. Can't deny it. Nike is more of a consumer spending. I can gauge if people are continuing to buy overpriced Nike shit. Okay, very simple stuff. If people are actually hurting, they don't spend a discretionary budget outside of like a necessity, right? The wants go out the window. Everybody wants to have the Nike swag, right? Doesn't mean they need it. Justin, you want to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond?
It would just be another consumer kind of staple, see where they're at. But I also like paychecks, I think a little bit more than Bed Bath & Beyond, because that's obviously, that's how you get your checks. And if there's no employment, then obviously they're not going to be making their money. So, that's a good one to be looking at. I would look at paychecks. They do have, they do decline if there is a recession, obviously, because there's going to be less jobs. It looks definitely overextended from its low in 2020, if you want to look at the chart.
Yep.
But that'd be another one I'm looking at.
Yep. I like all four of those, really. So MU, NKE, BBB, right? Bed Bath & Beyond, just BBB. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yep. And then
No,
paychecks.
BBBY.
BBY, yeah.
Oh yeah, BBBY.
Thank
Okay.
you, Kat.
Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you, Kapil.
I know my memes.
That's also one that could get squeezy out of nowhere as well.
I think it might, dude.
It might,
Actually,
you know,
that
I would
chart
have
looks
to-
good.
I would have to look at the Finviz.
Last earning, it squeezed to $25-ish. Today, it's at 7. There is no way it's not squeezing.
It's trading at 1997 levels. I love it.
Oh,
In 2020.
Lord. You see this? You
30.
see-
Ooh, dude. I actually might take
this-
some commons in this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
If-
okay.
I mean, $7.
Look at the
guys.
chart too. Scroll up
That's
a
the
little
price
bit.
of an options contract. You're playing SPX for the most part, really.
BBBY, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what just happened? Oh,
But you're good. It's just because it's free. It's like how they make their money.
shit.
It's just without these ads.
what is happening?
You just gotta scroll down.
Oh, I got scared. I didn't know what was happening. All right. Yep, that's what we got, guys, for the economic data and the earnings. Now let's go to
Oh,
the
I
chart.
think
Oh,
I think
go
the
ahead.
last thing I want to talk about
Oh, go ahead.
is just moving on, just so it's on the recorded version. Stock market could surge 7% next week as quarter end rebalancing leads to a buying spree in equities, according to JP Morgan. They expect rebalancing trades to favor equities after a year-to-date decline of 20%. And then a little bit more on that.
Yep. If you guys were in here before, we actually started recording. We were talking a little bit about the seasonality trends, and the last week of June typically tends to be a little more bullish, leading into July being a bullish month, because you got month end and quarter end close. And now you've got rebalancing of a lot of these indexes where a lot of the big boys are going to be forced to buy at these value levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is, to me, I believe is going to happen because how you saw what happened at the close on Friday, right? Major gap up, consolidate all day, no back test, no no pullback to a major support, and then just rip higher, right? And the real move came in the last, let's go to the chart here, but
So any move up in the stock market next week would could be reinforced by quant trading funds and option gamma hedging flows that reinforce momentum. It's already played out this year. They highlighted that near the end of the first quarter, when the stock market was down 10%, it experienced a 7% rally in the last week of March. And during the end of May, when the market was down 10%, it experienced a rally of 7% heading into the month end as rebalancing trades were executed.
Yep.
Cool.
Nope. A good find there, Justin, actually, because that's something that definitely needs to be addressed. That can happen just because we're in a bear market, or it's fade the pop. A pop can go longer than one day, right?
Yeah.
So
Looks like this could turn into a cup and handle.
I mean, you guys saw, we were talking about it all week, this inverse head and shoulders that have formed pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Right. A little ugly as far as like the neckline is concerned, but nonetheless, it played out. Right. And then we got Ripper Magoo, how are you? All the way up to the gap fill at 389. All right. So if you go to the daily with me, this is what I'm looking at. Okay. You see that inverse head and shoulders, right? You can see that here on the daily. We got up and through what level? 380. We knew 380 was basically going to be a hoe and a half, and it was. I mean, look how many times it could not get through. 1, 2, 3, 4, really. And numerous intraday tests on all those same on all those same candles for the daily chart here. Sorry, I'm letting Dan in real quick.
Ooh,
All right.
Dan's here.
Dan's had a few probably.
Nah, just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
You don't have to be
But
modest, bro. You don't
It
have
was
to
a
be
double
modest.
though.
Yeah.
It was a double.
I just have one bottle of wine. Dan, I gave an update on just the MU and NKE, but we'll give you guys a chance to speak here momentarily. But just want to let you know we did give that out and gave our little synopsis on some why, but would love to hear yours, obviously, and we'll get to that. Just want to bring you up to speed. Now back to it. We obviously see the inverse head and shoulders, like we said, played out perfectly. Literally went gap fill. I mean, perfect. We closed 390.08. I mean, very bullish. Everything very, very bullish. And we know when there is a bear market rally, it is uncomfortable and violent for the most part. And usually, or it can be and is. That's what we saw here. I mean, this was a huge candle. Okay. So what do I think happens from here on out? Well, if I want to just zoom out real quick. Okay. We went over some of these levels with some of you guys that were here earlier, but what do we have here? The weekly 5 MA. Okay. 394. Right. You go to the daily chart. Okay. Zoom in. Don't ignore all the levels, but this green dotted is 393. So we've got 393, 394, only a few cents off of each other, right, with two huge moving averages on two major time frames. All right. I would definitely expect that to be a price target of mine this week at some point. Now, if we decide to fall back, whether it's the overnight trading session, right, or it's at market open tomorrow, I would love to see a back test of 385 or 383. Okay. Of the breakout, a back test, and then a launch higher. Okay. And I think because we had such a huge day up that we would get some sort of pullback at some point. Now, if we just decide that we want to run straight through 390, and we gap up again, then I'd definitely be looking at literally 393, 394 to get to. By probably Monday, like tomorrow. All right. Other than that, though, guys, above that, we know we see this huge gap here as well. 395, 396 was a huge level for us. In the past, we knew it was a Fibonacci level that we had drawn out for a long time. So I'm looking at 395. If we're going to enter into the gap, I mean, typically if we enter in, we're going to go fill it. Okay. For the most part, but if you wanted to look for puts off a rejection of it, you could, but you saw what happened at 383, right? And then you saw what happened if you tried to short 380. I think it was 388 was the intraday action, right? And then just ripped up to 390. No real dip off of 390. So it's obviously going to be discretionary upon that, guys. Underneath 3,800, though, 3,800 would be the last chance for the bulls to actually have any sort of like juice left in a rally. If 3,800 breaks, then we sell right back down to like 372. Okay. And we'll probably start marching our way down to new lows. But I would think market would wait a little bit to let some of this economic data that's going to be coming out to fully digest itself, or have the market digest all of the information that it is going to be coming out. All right. So guys, long, I would look for a retest if possible, long off of the 380, 390-ish level, call it 384. Their lowest I want this thing to come back to is 380. Okay. You could try along there. Just want to see how the market reacts at those levels. If we want to get Ripper Magoo, 394 is in the cards, then above 395, about 75. Starts a gap fill up to about 401. Okay. That's all I really got, guys. I'm going to be excited for us to open in the futures market. Dylan's probably going to be taking a trade. And so we'll see what happens there. And I'll come back tonight and post some more stuff for you guys later on. I want to watch some of the beginning hours of the futures, but Justin or Cher or Dan or
can you
anyone?
Can you just really quick draw out the Fibonacci lines again, the sequence, so just people can see like how it's done?
Yeah,
So no, that's a common question that always comes up. Is like, oh, how
Gotcha.
do I draw the lines?
got you. So what we could do,
I mean, you can use a different chart too. You don't always have to use
yeah,
SPY.
I
You
know,
could go to like
It's
Apple
so,
or
it's so
something.
messy right now.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So if let's say you're like, hey, I want to see from this swing high, right, to the swing low, what we could have a Fibonacci retracement for. So in the drawings in Thinkorswim, you come over here, this little percentage sign, right? Fibonacci retracements. Click it. Okay. Click the swing high to the swing low. Okay. And that's where you can see all of the levels, like the actual levels that are given by Fibonacci of mathematical retraces that could happen. And they're all percentage based, right? So this would be a 38.2% retrace, 50% retrace, 61.8, 78.6. I know like Dark Knight, a lot of these guys are getting on these Fibonacci stuff. There's a huge buy zone / reversal area. I think they call it the golden zone. Yeah. Where
Call it the wolf zone.
yeah, call it the wolf zone, baby. I really do like, you know, 61, the 61.8 level as an area, like as a pivot. Basically, you'll know it could bounce off that, or it could just easily fall through and go straight to that 78.6. Okay, so that's what I like to do. So very simple, guys. You just go into your drawings, click it on from a swing high to a swing low. You could do it even on just an intraday as well if you wanted to. Doesn't have to be, but for me, I like to stick to the higher time frames. You know, I would think daily, weekly usually work best in my opinion, but that's just my strategy. If you've had luck elsewhere, then by all means, you know. if
Yeah,
it
how
works for
we
you.
how we use it during the intraday for the intraday swings is like I mostly use the 5 minute. I know others do too, the 5 as well as some use the 10 and the 15.
Yep.
Just like you would be watching for an options entry or exit, we would be using the high to the low of either the 5 minute chart, 10 minute, or the 15 for those intraday zones.
Yep. Like, let's see if we can get a, oh, what the hell just happened? Like, let's see. Well, Friday wasn't a great example because
Friday, not for SPY. Yeah.
we just ripped up. Like, if you were trying to like get short, right? Like even off this rip off of just the open to that high of a candle, which was a huge move, right? It's like 7 points. So if you're just trying to take that, right, and you look, okay, where could this back test to? Well, it didn't even get down to any of those levels, right? So it's not even like, it's not tried and true 100% accurate. Nothing is in the market, right? But you can do it intraday. And a lot of times it does go back into that golden zone. If you guys want to check it out, I know Dark Knight posts a ton of stuff. Shout out to Dark Knight for doing that. That's his trading style, is the Fibonacci's, right? So if you guys have any questions, hey, drop them in the chat. Be more than happy to answer those right now. Just anything doing with these Fibonacci retracements that you just saw us go over. Very simple stuff, guys. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Dylan
I
says,
think
oh,
it
go
didn't
ahead.
work on Friday, but I think it worked on Wednesday and Thursdays.
Wednesday
if
and
you just-
Thursday. Okay, let's
yeah.
take a look. So if you, let's go.
I think the morning swing low to high, and then it came back to test.
Yes. So what you got here was, it's kind of hard to see, huh? You got the swing low to high from, so the low of the day all the way up to the swing high, like just out of the morning run, right? And this is, oh, this is a 1 hour. Maybe I should do the 15. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus. Yeah, you see how it came right back down into what? 38.2 level. You guys see this red line? I know it's super messy. Just bear with me, guys. You guys see how it came through, and it didn't get a candle close below. It just got a wick below it, right? So there you would have known, like, hey, this is possibly a reversal here. Okay, intraday. Now,
Then it later on it came back down further to like what golden zone 50% retracement.
Yep.
Right here. Yeah.
Hold on. Yep. All right, the future's just open. You see we are gapped up a little. No, I don't know if it's a gap up.
Go, baby.
We're just up a tad here. I know Dylan is probably going to short this little piggy, is my guess, is what he would do, but maybe not. I don't know. Dylan's smarter than me. So we'll see what he does. Guys, let's give a huge shout out to Dylan also getting on like Twitch in the morning and sharing like an actual HD screen of his, right?
Mhm.
And showing how you can literally just trade the pre or the open in action and get your 20% be done. Guys, Dylan legitimately was a full-time teacher up until a few weeks ago. Okay. So first off, shout out on his retirement.
Yes, sir.
But second
Officially
off,
retired.
the dude, he did what everybody always says they want to do. I just want to make one trade a day, make 20% a day, get in, get out, and be done. He did that. Okay. By doing that, what has that allowed him to do? Retire, be a full-time teacher, be a more of a full-time dad, right? He has so much more time to do so many other things.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to Dan also for helping me with the stream, and I'm using his Twitch channel also. I am not smart enough to make that happen. Yeah,
Now we're just boosting Dan's ego today. Good Lord, especially after that bottle of wine.
yeah.
He's probably telling his wife all about it right now too. He's on mute. No,
So
I'm kidding.
I did one scalp up at that open. There's a big green candle real quick at the open. So
Yep.
I hit my 7 ticks. I shoot for 7 ticks each trade, and I nailed it in all 4 accounts. So that's 87.50 times 4. I might be done for the day.
Yep.
So that's all it takes, guys.
Yep. Guys, wait for the futures channel will be coming. It's a work in process.
I'm so excited.
But it will be fun, guys. It will be a way for you to, it's basically think about trading options without theta. That's pretty much what trading futures are, right? But you do have unlimited downside risk potential. Okay?
Yes,
so
that's
there is the
Yeah.
trade-off, and that's not a lot of people do not talk about that. They do not talk about that.
Right.
The
So, like,
contract can go to zero.
Unlimited downside.
literally unlimited.
That
So
is-
one thing I like though is, I trade with brackets anyways right now. That lends itself to futures so freaking well. To have your set target for your take profits and your set risk on everything. And so I can't wait to walk through everyone on how I set that up on NinjaTrader and things like that. So
Yep.
if you're excited for that, go sign up for a sim account on NinjaTrader. And start practicing, start figuring it around, and then I'll do a video walkthrough on what I do. So it'll be exciting.
Yep.
What?
So that's a big thing. Working behind the scenes, guys. That'll be very fun. A lot of us are
I
excited
traded
for
on
that.
I traded on NinjaTrader, like, no, not kidding, on the sim for like 8 hours a day for the very beginning of my trading journey, probably for like 10 months straight.
It's kind of like a fun video game.
It is a
No,
fun
it
video
really
game.
is.
And
It
I
is.
love the Asians. I love trading the Asian session because it was slower, but
Yeah.
when you trade the open, it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
so
and like
fast.
and like this may sound weird, but like sometimes I'm like, I wonder how many contracts the sim account will let me have. And I'm like, let's sell to open 1,000 contracts and run this
it'll let
bad
you.
boy up, right? Just for fun, just to pretend you're a hedge fund with no worries, right? It's pretty
It'll let
entertaining. So
Yeah, it'll
go
let
have fun
you.
with it.
Do you know how to reset your sim account?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I was like, yeah, I do too. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it'll let you. It's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
I've ran it down to -3 million, and I've ran it up to like 5 million in the past. So
Nice.
it's just silly. It's just silly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's
But
fun.
I do actually use it for actual practice too.
Yeah, that -3 million was on shorting 3850 and 3900 on Friday.
No, it wasn't.
I'm
It was
just kidding.
no, I did it. It was one of those overnights where I just left it and went to bed just to see what would happen.
No brackets, no nothing, no risk management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
Do
Sleep
you guys did you guys
good.
set those auto traders where you can like set your stops automatically and set your profits automatically?
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
basically they call them ATMs, automatic trading.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They're pretty
and
awesome.
and that's basically how I trade like on TOS with brackets. That's basically the
Yeah.
same concept.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty cool.
It was like a fish to water for me when I saw how to do that.
Yep.
You're
And
just
if you
like,
guys want more in-depth info on what Dylan's talking about right now, we did a Sunday sermon with him maybe a few months ago, huh, Dylan?
Dude, it was like almost 6 months ago now.
Oh, 6? So you'll have to scroll back on our channel, guys, but you'll
Or-
see it. It'll say
Actually, hold on.
with guests.
It was like February. My bad. 4 months ago.
Okay, so 4 months ago. Go back to it, guys. He shows his whole setup, what he's looking for, how he gets into and out of a trade. He also shows you how to customize a bracket, meaning you could set a stop loss with a target profit all in the same. So the moment you click the buy button, you literally don't have to click a button again.
Nope.
Right?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then he talks about how to move up your stop loss as well. So I very much encourage everyone to go check that out. Stop losses are for people. For some people, mental stop losses are for others. No stop losses are for others. Okay. There's no one perfect way to trade. Okay. But I can tell you this from a risk management standpoint, having a bracket is a good way to go. All right.
Yeah.
Just my
And-
personal opinion.
And there's something psychological about like letting your stop hit, like, and then having to rethink your entry and figuring out what you did wrong and going that way while you're no longer in the trade. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because if you're still in the trade trying to figure out what the hell happened wrong, then your emotions are going to be playing the wrong way. So let it hit your stop, figure out what happened, make a better entry. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
it's just it's a different psychological game for sure, and it helps you stay more level-headed and less emotional. I'll stop talking now.
100%. No, Dylan hits it 100% on the head. Guys, I follow this guy on Twitter. His name's Meta Mo, I think. Maybe you guys follow him too. Really good trader. I've been following him. He knows his stuff really well. He always tweets one thing. He said, stop losses are a cost of doing business in this market. Okay. Meaning that's going to happen. Okay. And if you plan your trade and you trade your plan and your trade plan says I have a 20% stop loss, you cannot be upset, okay, that the stop loss hit. Okay. You have to think about it like this. I planned for that to happen and I executed when it got there, because usually if you don't have a 20% stop loss automatically on there, that contract's usually going to go way lower than 20%. I guarantee it. Because why? You're filled with hopium. You're going on Twitter. You're asking people in the chat, are we going back up? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? Right. And now all of a sudden you're just hoping, right? You never want to hope. Okay. That's why I talk about going level to level. Dylan says 382 to 380, right? He typed it in the chat. I would love a back test there.
I mean, so because like I've got written down, we have got 3 gaps now to fill. 2 of them are down to the lowest side, and I feel like there's a good retracement. Don't have my numbers exactly in front of me, but 380. That's what I did the math over the weekend, and 380 to 382 is where if it reacts like I think it will, that's where we could go this week. But again, I play every day individually. Like I throw my bias out the window. I post a watch list. If you follow, by the way, if you followed my Friday watch list, which I should have, we hit every upside target I put there yet again. Like it's just follow it. Even if I'm bearish as hell right now, but
me too.
I'd be stoked to make a G on calls or on the long side right here on ES, like whatever it is. Like, you've said it a million times, Chris. Would you rather be right or would you rather make money? And I'd rather make money, but I would still like to be right, but I'd rather make money.
Was it, hey, were you ever in the wrong when you made money though?
Oh, absolutely. I was, more than I'd care to admit.
Well, Cuba Dylan's exposing himself now. I can tell you this, if you made a trade and you made money on it, you did something right. Okay. You can never go wrong making money. Now, you can definitely lose money being hard-headed, ego driven, biased as a fuck, and you're just saying we're gonna crater off 3,900. Well, market maker at 3,900 said, go ahead and short this. Watch this 20-point rip up.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. Okay, you always have to take it day by day. Okay, just because you have a reaction off a zone at 1 point on one day doesn't mean that that's the end all be all. You just have to realize all price action is a representation of a continual battle between buyers and sellers. That's literally it. Each one of these candlesticks is literally representation of who won that battle.
Exactly.
Right? This boner candle, the whole candle right here, that is a major win on the bull side. Okay, major win, right? Why? Because it's all buys up in this candle. And look at the volume there, right? Same with these ones here. These red candles, the buyers won, but what they brought us down to a support. Never look back from there. Okay. That's what I have, guys. I'm glad. Thanks for giving some insight there, Dilly Bear. And anyone else, guys, go ahead and step right in. Sherilyn, maybe if you want to hit maybe some of the things that you're looking at, or just want to talk about in general, by all means, you have the floor.
Sure. Well, Ford and AAL are amazing. Obviously, I love them. They're above the daily 5. I always look at what they do in terms of what the where they're at in the daily 5. They're both above the daily 5. Ford has been trading above the daily 5 since Thursday. And AAL has been trading above the daily 5 since Tuesday. So to me, if we're staying above that, to me, it's looking like we're still going to be trending upward. If we have some level of a pullback, it'll probably be, is your yellow line the 10?
My yellow solid is the 8 EMA.
So I usually use the 10, so it's probably
it's probably pretty close, yeah, to 10 SMA. So just so you guys know, you're looking at this graph, the yellow solid is 8 EMA, the 21 EMA is going to be the red solid. Anything dashed is an EMA.
Do you have a 5?
Blue is 5, right?
Okay.
We're above it.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
And then the green here is the 20. Okay.
Yeah,
20. What I'd be looking for, Cher, is to get back to this level right here. 42, 1242.
Exactly. And like I said, we had been for a while under the 5, and then we started transitioning over it. And when I saw us closing over it, that to me gave me confirmation. I'm like, it's calls all day on Ford. That's why I was very confident about, like, we're going Ford calls, especially on Friday. I was like, this shit's going. Same thing with AAL. It was doing the same thing. So, and then my new favorite is XOM. If you look at XOM, we are peaking. I think we're peaking over, and the last 4-hour bars on Friday on the 4-hour chart, the last 4 candles, every single 4-hour candle has closed above the 5. So XOM, I think, is transitioning into an upward trend. So I'm looking for XOM to start trending upward as well. So I'm gonna be watching that ticker. And as simple as I try to make it for you, pre-market break is a good sign to probably jump into a call and then really watch your levels from there. And that's as simple as I try to put it to you guys. Like when I say watch your levels, a lot of people go, well, how do you read your homework? The levels that I place, like all the numbers that you see are significant levels that I see. Like when Chris says, these are the levels in the market that you should either be seeing resistance. And if you're already in a position, you should be taking some profit.
Yep.
Or taking all your profit if you're not convinced it's going to continue, or if you're just like, that to me, that's 20%, I'm out, whatever. It's up to you how you want to trade and whatever your trading style. But those numbers that I post are levels to me that are significant. If you're not in a trade and you're like, well, I want to look to get in a trade, if those levels break, that's a good entry level to go, okay, more upsides happening, or if it doesn't and it's resistance, then there's a put. That's a put entry to the downside. So that's how I want you guys to look at my levels when you're using my homework. And those MAs, I post these levels based upon MAs and like previous day highs and previous day lows, or even weekly highs and weekly lows. So you guys just have to pay attention to those. And what I do from there is then I look at the options chart. I look to see where the open interest is. And I just like to see where things are trading at. And that's how I like to choose, what strike I'm going to hit at that point. And I like to just try to keep it simple. I don't like to try to have a million lines on my chart. I don't like to do anything too crazy with having to check 5 different indicators.
You mean you don't like this right here?
No, you know what? It all helps. It really does. I like to pay attention to gaps, but as you know, gaps are usually because it was a previous high that it stopped at, and then it had a gap up because it opened up at another level. Yep. So again, it's very consistent with other things like a previous day high or a previous day low. So these levels all start to make sense, and they start to get more significant. So that's what I want you guys to pay attention to. And MAs are like magnets. So when, it passes an MA, you want to look to see which MA is coming next that it could magnet to. Yep. So KO, oh my gosh, KO is its own little thing. And same thing, but it's already knocked up to the daily 20. So that thing took off on Friday.
Yeah, Lordy.
took off on Friday. It's been going since I think Monday of last week. So
this is
what else?
definitely
And then-
this is a Ripper Magoo. How are you right there, man?
Yeah,
Holy moly!
but
Buy the
Macy's-
dip is basically what you do here.
Macy's, if you guys look at Macy's almost looks pretty prime, but we stopped right at the start of the gap. So
Oh yeah. So I'll show you guys on my chart here. Sure. So you
yeah,
can see it.
so right there,
Oh shit. You know,
there's a
I
little
need,
gap about to start there. So we either fail this or we break through, and then there's one more gap above. If we break this, most likely we're gonna go head to the next gap too. So that's what I see with Macy's.
So do you guys see how quick I just made my levels?
Yeah.
Took me 15 seconds. I got
Yeah.
4 huge levels now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I got 4 huge levels, right? On M.
Mm-hmm.
Don't overcomplicate it, guys. You know,
Yeah, it
I get
doesn't
people
have
that
to
ask
be
me all
that
the
way.
time, you know, hey, when
Yeah.
you're doing the 2-minute drill, you know, your levels. I said, dude,
Yeah.
I'm doing very simple support and resistance, okay,
Yep.
on higher time frames. And I'm
Mhm.
looking at a larger time frame as far as like a weekly, monthly, and daily, you know, MAs that typically work as magnets. Okay.
Yep.
The further they get stretched away, right, the more of a rubber band shot that comes back to it. Okay, guys. So just don't overcomplicate it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and then once you get your levels, you got to go to the next step. Go to the charts, go look at the options chain.
Yep.
What strike are you interested in getting in?
Yep.
Whether it be, are you looking at the open interest? Are you looking
Mhm.
at the price? What strikes are you interested in that you want to get into? Don't wait for it to get to that level and go, okay, now I'm going to see, because the trade's going to pass you by.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah, yeah.
look in real time when it's happening, you should already know at the levels what you would already be looking to get into at that moment in time. So whether it be on the put side or the call side, because if it breaks through, you want to look at a call. If it doesn't and it fails that level, you want to know what put you're going to get into. So already be one step ahead so you know what your move is going to be, and you don't have to wait for me or anyone else to go, okay, you guys, we're failing this level, put entry right here. And they're like, well, you didn't say what strike. You don't have to wait for me. You could very well go into Macy's and go, what strike should I be looking at? Probably most likely at the money or maybe one level below it, most likely. So I think that's about it.
Long story short,
That
guys,
is all I have for you
what
guys at
Sherilyn
this
is
moment.
saying, what Sherilyn is saying is this. Okay, your homework goes much. Oh, you see the ES futures are coming down, dilly. I don't know if he's trading right now, but I know.
I already made.
It just opened.
Yeah, you're up.
It
I
didn't.
know.
I made-
Futures just opened 18 minutes ago.
I said short the open. I mean, we were all on the same page there. We knew the short was coming. I mean,
I scalped 2.25 points already across all 4 accounts, so I don't need to do any more.
I would literally just
He's like,
I'd
"I'm
be looking right here. I'd be thinking,
I am.
I want to see what the bids happen from like
Heck
pretty much
yeah.
35.80. Okay, 35.80 up to 35 like 95. I
Because you
want to
just
see what the
abandoned your
bids.
conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What were we just talking about?
We were talking. She said, so what she's trying to tell you is,
Oh, long story short, guys,
Do your homework.
Your homework. Yeah, do your fucking homework. But no, but what she's saying is it goes much further than drawing some goddamn lines on a chart too.
yes.
Okay, if you
Know
don't,
what your next step is. Like
I
fully
literally
go
have-
through it.
I have a watch list, guys. Okay, that literally I put all of my SPX call strikes on, and I load this thing up. Got like 5 to 10 every day. Down here, puts. Look what they're both linked to. So you see this number 2 on TOS here. You can link it right over here to an active trader. So you can literally just click through the contracts so quickly. So let's say we crater down to a major support level and you're like, well, I'm at support. I know Chris said on the homework, if we get to X level and it holds, and we look to go long, right? Well, you've already got all of the calls right there on your screen.
Yeah.
What do you need somebody to tell you to get in?
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
You understand? Like, so that's taking the
Right.
homework a step further.
Yeah. So we're the thing is we're giving you the levels. It's what are you going to do at those levels? So
Yeah.
no, like I know you guys are kind of like going, well, we don't know what to do, but we want to tell you what you want to do at those levels is if you're looking to trade that specific ticker at that level, you go into the options chain and you look, okay, what is it going to be? Ford put, Ford call, and mark it down on your notebook. So know what you're going to do. So you don't have to wait for me to go, okay, I'm getting into Ford 13C because it is breaking through this level. Like you will already know, and you'll probably get a better entry than me because you might go, okay, I'm jumping in before because this is going to break through. And you don't have to wait for me to say it, because that's what I want to hear you guys say, because then that means you guys are learning.
Yep.
You know, from what we're telling you. And that to me is like golden. Like that means it's working. Like you're listening and you're learning. That's the most
important thing. Yeah. Yeah. How many people in here probably cheated their way through school? Right. And like, hey, no shame in it. No shame in it at all. No shame. I did some things, you know, I wasn't a master of my craft of every single finance class I took. Right. What a shame. I'm proud of it. Yeah, no. You guys are fucking funny. Damn, you just made me forget what I was completely talking about right now.
I swear to God, Chris, you have like shiny ball syndrome.
I've got, dude, I get a text comes in. Then my dog starts looking at me. I'm like, are you about to shit right now, bro? I'm like, oh, fuck. Let's take him out.
Anyway. So we just we are giving you the levels, because I know people are like, well, I don't even know how to find levels, but we're giving you the levels. So you have that. Just know, you know, what to do with the levels next. You find what strikes you're going to get into if that's what you want to trade. You know, if you like trading Ford and you say, I want to trade Ford, I want to trade AAL. Well, ask yourself, once this ticker hits these levels, what am I going to do? If it fails it, what am I going to do? I'm going to jump into a put. Well, what put am I going to jump into? Find out what strike that you want. Find out what you're looking to pay for. You know, same thing on the call side.
Here's a perfect example, right? Here's a perfect example. So we were saying all week, hey, if 370 held, right? So you guys look at the chart right here. Okay, as long as 370 held on any back test, right? And it did, right? 371 held, 370 held, 372 held. We said we're going to get long. So what would you do if you knew that 370 was a level of support where you could go long off it? What would you think would be smart to do if you're like, okay, well, I don't know what strike to choose? Like, I would think, hey, why don't you look at what the next level we would get to? We said 376 was a huge level. So off 372, I'd probably look at 375 calls.
Yep. Or right? 376 even.
Or even 376, right? Because you know you're probably going to get back to that level. Okay. The levels work, guys. I mean, go back and listen to every 2-minute drill. Go back and read every one of Sherilyn's homework posts. Any of these guys, you know, Dylan's every morning. Go look. If the level is put in there, he's not wasting his time. We're not, you know, Sherilyn's not. We're not wasting our time putting these levels in there. They're huge significance, and that's why we put them. Okay.
Yep.
So from there too, then if you're like, and then just to go off, so we held 370, right? I'm just making up a trade scenario here, but you wanted to long it like we said we did, and you went long. You got the 376. Let's say you bought 10 contracts. Okay. Just making numbers up, about 10 contracts. All right. You take 7 off right here. You get back to 376, 7 of those contracts off. From 372 all the way to 376, you're going to have a very nice gain. Okay. Then what do we know from there? 380, 378, 380. Maybe when you get to 378, you sell 2 more. Now you're down to 1 runner, where basically, even if that runner got completely crushed and actually went to 0, the contract expired worthless, you never sold it. You're still going to be green on your trade. You're using house money at this point. So it doesn't really matter. And what are you risking to the upside? Imagine if you would have bought 380 calls on Thursday when we dipped down to 372 for Friday expire. And this thing, okay, I couldn't even imagine what when we were at 372, what the 380 calls were for Friday were probably disgustingly low.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing under 40 cents for sure.
Yeah.
And
they
at the close, they went to 10. I mean, minimum 10 they expired at. Okay. Because 10 points in the money, contract has to be worth at least $10. Right. So that 1 runner has so much upside potential. Right. So just something to take into consideration, guys. All right. When we give you all the trade plans and the levels. All right. We want y'all to learn how to fish. I always tell everyone that wants to learn how to trade, I go, dude, If you copy somebody, it might work for a little while, but like inevitably you will get completely clapped and blown up. Like if you do not learn how to trade for yourself, right, on your own. And I say, imagine if the internet was down, or imagine if like the SEC went nuts, or like, fuck, no more Discord, no more, groups, all this kind of shit, right? Like, and I'm just saying, I'm making it up, but I'm saying, imagine if that happened. You didn't have Twitter and you didn't have Discord. Could you make money in the market? Just ask yourself that, like, sincerely. Could you make money in the market? Okay.
Hell yeah, bitch.
Well, yeah. Yes, mom. All right. I know you can. But I would ask yourself that, and then take a long look in the mirror and just be like, yo, can I or can I not? Okay. And that'll tell you literally what you're lacking right there, like then and there. So just something to think about, guys. All right, cool. So
Oh,
Sherilyn, you were done, you said, with your
I
levels?
am
I think
done.
you finished that up. Okay. Does Justin or Dan, or I think Dylan kind of gave his stuff already, but if
Do
any
you
of
see
you
what
guys,
Capel wrote? 3,900s were 50 cents on Thursday.
oh God. So
Had them at 50 cents. I sold them overnight at 150, remember?
Oh, oh.
so these were, so what he's saying, they were 50 cents on Thursday close, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you would have bought them right here, 3,900, 100 points out, right?
Oh.
That's a gamble, but look where they went. They went what? 50, you said 50 cents on Thursday
You
close?
bought one.
Yep.
All you
Your
needed was
gap
to buy
up,
one.
the gap up alone gave you 100% at least,
Yeah.
minimum,
Oh,
minimum
yeah.
100%. Just that
They
gap
opened
up.
at 1.25. They went
Okay,
down
so-
till 90 cents and
so,
then they went up till 12.
And
Up to
then
what?
they got to 12.
$12.
Good Lord.
You said 12, Kapil?
Yep.
Yeah. So look, if you guys bought, let's say it was a lotto size. So let's say you bought 5 here, 50
Jesus.
cents, $250, right? Right. $50 or sorry, 50 cent call times 5 is $250. Okay. You sold 4 of them at open, right? Because you gapped up over 100%. Why would you not sell it open? Okay. You sell it open, then you leave 1 for the rest of the day, right? Why not? And look where it went. Fuck, it went to $12 or above, whatever. Okay.
Yep.
That's proper risk management. The faster you can get your initial investment back out of the market and into your account, the better you will be. Okay. Anyway, thanks for that info, Kapil. That's always good to see.
That's how you can sit in runners and be like,
Yep.
how would someone hold 500%? Well, if you can sit in your runners, because
Yeah.
those runners, it wouldn't
Yes.
matter. Those runners could go to 0 and you wouldn't care because you already got your principal back out.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah, guys, when someone's holding, 500% position, they are not, that's not a full size at that
It's not.
500%. I can
no,
guarantee
that
that.
would be irresponsible.
Yeah, like listen, someone
would be so
someone that's a 7-8 figure trader, they're not gonna go put, they're not gonna go put $250,000 on a position, right? And say, I'm gonna hold this for 500%. Like, no. Just think about having 250K in a position and you see 20%. I mean, just think about that real quick. You see 20%. Are you not taking that payday? Right?
Dude, futures is dumping.
Yeah, they just took a nice little poopy. I said to short it. But yeah, I would love to see what happens at the 39.80s and then 39.50s as well. I do want to point out a couple of gaps here on SPX as well. So you guys know, if you want to follow like SPX chart as well, it does not trade after hours. So it's able to, you're able to have your like identify the gaps. Usually because of the overnight trading, SPY and ES don't typically gap, or they get filled within that overnight session typically. But the fact that we had major gap downs consecutively, I mean, even on ES and SPY had gaps. So it was just screaming to get filled. Okay. And everybody wanted to go short when we could easily see that 365 level is going to hold forever. Oh, did I just lose my SPY ticker? Hold on. Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. I'll just come back here to the daily. Right, we saw this 365 pretty much get held. Never got below it, so we could have ran. Oh, here's a question. I'll just address it, even though Kapil just answered it. Cap, how are you able to sell your option overnight? Kapil trades on IBKR. He's in Canada. Shout out brown maple sugar or whatever you guys got up there. I don't know. But yeah, he uses IBKR, which is an international brokers. They allow SPX trading 24 or 23/5, which is 23 hours a day for the full 5 days. So he can actually sell overnight. I hearing chatter about people and other like brokers in the US allowing you to do that, or they're going to enact it. I've already started noticing on like Thinkorswim, if I am holding a SPX call or put overnight, it will update the bid and ask to what people are buying and selling it at, right? So you know that that trading has started to happen, and so it updates your your P&L percentage. It updates the contract price and bid and ask as well. So that'll be fun when we're able to get that on all the brokers, to have that functionality. But we'll also start trading the futures as well, guys. So if you don't want to maybe trade futures, you can still trade the SPX and just follow the levels. Okay. It's all about the levels. All right. Okay. Oh, Dylan says, I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna go play some Pokemon with Easton, his son. Happy Sunday. Love y'all. We love you, Dylan. Enjoy that. Dan, do you want to make mention of anything you're watching for this week?
Just briefly, I'm
Yeah, go
looking
ahead.
at Micron and Nike. So MU and NKE for earnings plays this week. I believe they're both towards the end of the week. I will post homework,
Perfect.
so you guys can see what's going on with that. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Yep. So guys, you guys know Dan is the small accounts and the ER guru of the Wolves of Wealth. Okay. He is Funk Master Flex at it. He understands the IV very well. Understands the historical trends as well. I mean, for me, this MU chart is screaming calls, but there has been not great chip news as of recent. So it's really all about their guide, in my opinion. But guys, one thing, you go to Dan's channel, okay, and ask him as many questions as you want. He'll let you know, let you know about how he understands the IV pump that happens on earnings, right? How you could play that to your advantage on the call and the put side
without even holding through earnings.
Without even holding through
Make
earnings.
yourself 10 to 20 to 30%. Just hold in the last 15 minutes of the day right before they release earnings. So I'll give you guys play by play on that stuff for sure.
Cool. Appreciate you, Dan. Yeah. Then he said Nike as well. Just have to pop that chart up. Yep. Boy, I haven't played this chart in a long time. Now that I'm looking at it, this looks like a nice triple bottom though. Gapped up pretty nicely. I think that 115 level is probably going to come. For me, it's all about what the consumer confidence index says, and truly Nike will be one of the first, I think would be just show signs of people switching and being more discretionary with their disposable income, right? Or extra spending money or whatever. Smart people don't buy dumb shit when shit gets real. Okay. So hopefully the majority of people are smart. We can get some insight there as far as what we believe is going to be happening. So it's all about their guidance there. But I do love Nike. I don't think it's ever going to go anywhere. I think it's truly the leader in sports apparel. In just sports world in general, honestly, sponsorships, athletic wear, sponsorship of athletes, etc. So, I think Nike will be a great just long to always have. Now, I'm not saying to buy at any of these levels. I'm just giving you what I think could happen on this potential earnings play here. So shout out Dan, guys, small accounts channel or the ER Lottos channel, I believe, right, Dan?
Yep, that's right.
Yep. And then, you guys check him out. I will probably, Dan, I think I'll probably come and play Micron with you.
Right on.
And I would love to see if we could get, just so you guys could see what I'd be looking at with MU real quick. And then Dan's going to post his homework tonight. For me, I'd be looking at this, a back test of the 5MA. 2 points down, maybe, and we could get that on possible little gap down on SPX overnight, just due to a pullback in the market after ripping up right in the last 2 days. I mean, realistically, it went almost 20 points in 2 days. So it wouldn't surprise me to have a small pullback, okay, and then a rip higher. Okay, so let's see where the 5MA opens up tomorrow. From a macro perspective, that could definitely be an area where you could go and flip back long. if you wanted to. So yeah. Anyway, but I'll be in the homework, checking your homework out, Dan. And I'll
on.
probably be taking a trade with you, brother. So we'll be
Cool,
riding
cool.
together. Last time, guys, I don't play earnings ever. And I never had in years. And then Dan came into the group. And he's like, yo, I'm an earnings like guru, bro. Trust me. I'm like, you're out of your mind. Like, you're crazy. That's gambling. You ain't doing that. Don't do it. And then don't claim that you're doing that. Then he started telling me about what he does. And I'm going, oh, this is different. I made 100% on Netflix. This was the only earnings I played this year. Netflix had the puts. Okay. Bottom at 8. They went to 16 in an hour just from the IV. Okay. Sold it all. And then it fell 130 points after hours. So
yeah, we would have made what, something like 10 grand off that play.
that play, depending on how many contracts you had, yes, you would have.
yeah.
Some could have made a lot. Some people were buying way out the money. They're buying 100 points out, and those went 30 points in the money. So you can understand, the serious bread that was made.
Dan,
there.
For sure.
Dan,
What's up? Yo.
Didn't Nike shoot up like 28 points on their last earnings?
Yeah, they had a big move on their
Massive.
last earnings.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember that because I was like, holy shit. Because I remember like
right here.
saying to myself, you could have gotten any strike at close and you would have made over 100%.
Yeah, they gapped up.
It was insane.
I got it right here.
They gapped up 10 points. Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Which is a big move for them.
Yeah, so where'd they close? They closed the day before, what, 79? This shit went bonkers. 86? Oof.
Yeah. Which is a big move for Nike in a day. But didn't they shoot up and then that
they
morning when
sold
they
it
opened,
off.
everybody just sold everything.
Everybody went long
and
like
then
an
brought
idiot.
it right back down.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they sold it off.
Yeah, everybody went long.
Everybody was like, shit.
Can't wait to buy my 16-year-old a new Lamborghini and private school tuition. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and something about earnings plays is that post earnings can be just as profitable as pre-earnings. So we play the IV the day before, and then we'll play contracts the day after, and we can hit multiple hundreds. So keep an eye on those tickers. Yeah, I'll play the sell-off and also the morning pump. I mean, because what ends up happening is, you have that IV run up of 100 points into earnings, and then in the morning, everybody sells their contracts. So you have that huge IV dump. But then what happens over the next 15 minutes, the IV starts pumping back up. So you buy contracts, in the right direction, and you can make money real quick.
Yeah.
Typically too on earnings, the pin number on the actual move typically comes right at a huge support or resistance as well. What I've noticed. And it'll reject or support it basically like very well. And you'll see it in the pre-market, usually or the after hours session. And then you can also just go ahead and look at SPY and the overall markets as far as what all the other stocks are doing as well and confirm levels. Like, for example, and Dan, were you done there, Dan? Sorry, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm done.
So guys, look, I was telling y'all, look, that's probably my last Google play. Great play, 26 to 36. Look, it went to 61. All right. Am I upset about it? Sure. Whatever. Is it nothing a few Tito's sodas didn't fix this weekend? By golly, not. And look, I kept it pushing next trade. I'm not going to, be upset. Like, if I had 10 contracts at 26, I sold them at 36. Who the fuck cares? I don't give a shit what happens after. It went to 61. Okay, that's great. But who cares? Right. Even if you have one contract, 5 contracts, 1,000 contracts, you need to sell where you're comfortable at selling. So we knew the levels too, right, guys? We knew that I said if 2265 gives, right, we're going to 2295. Okay, that's the gap fill. And I said, if we're going to try SPX to 4,000, this is going to go back to 2,400, where these calls would go in the money, right? So that's a perfect example of levels trading for you guys, and just understanding the bigger picture move. All right. Because on the day we bought them, guys, they were down 30%. Contracts were, right? But I knew my trade plan. I said, as long as this line right here, 2209 holds, and it held, right? It held big time twice. And then we went Ripper Magoo. How are you? All right. So that's Dan. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you, Sherilyn. Obviously, thank you as well. I guess that just leaves you, Justin.
The last thing is that Josh is going to be doing a nice little seminar for us on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
So it's going to teach you, personal finance 101 as well as swing trading. So I think this one is going to be more based on the swing trading. So how to catch these, bottoms, how to swing them. Mostly for the common side, this is from the money flow. So same thing that we teach about the option side. It's gonna be pretty good. And then he has a whole course on it. So
Guys, that guy is a smart man. All right. And he's not in the financial position that he's in currently, which is, I don't think he'll ever have to really worry about money again, in my opinion, as long as he just keeps
What
doing
day
what
is
he's
this?
doing.
Wednesday.
He,
Okay.
guys,
Yeah.
he's taught me many things, right? And I sometimes feel like I know a lot of shit, but I spent a week with him in Vegas, and the guy literally blew me away. All right. And it was like one of the best conversations I had in a long time, just about just macro economics, just understanding the bigger picture. And then he explains it even from a personal finance standpoint, trade-offs versus opportunity costs of investing versus buying some dumb shit item that you really don't need, or some material good, right? And he breaks it down in a way that it's such common sense that you can't help but not listen to him. All right. He also bottom ticked Neo.
yeah,
His
he's
claim
always
to
like, I'm
fame.
gonna buy more Neo. And
Yeah.
we was kind of laughing at him. It's up 65%.
Yeah. So he was telling us, hey, look, this should look good to swing long, right? Looks good to swing long. And by golly, he did. And now I get a text from him every single morning on a gap up. And he says, how about that Neo, huh? Because I was making a joke at the conference. I said, yeah, well, you could have bought Neo, like laughing because it's down off its highs. What? I mean, 68,
Yeah.
I think 68 was as high up here, or no, I'm sorry, 55. It got down 55 to 11. I mean, you could do that percentage. I'm like, imagine all those people that are stuck up here, which is what I was referencing. But he's like, I bought Neo, and now I will never hear the end of it ever. Right. Yeah. Okay. So Justin, sorry.
So yeah, so he's gonna have a little thing on that. And he's gonna have 2 courses available. So it'll be good. He's priced him at $50. I think each course is like 3 hours of live video. He lays everything out for you, plus other goodies that's within it. What's gonna be cool is that like I took off, we're not gonna make any commission off it. So I made it as cheap as possible for you guys. He said $25 per course. I think that's a fair value. And we'll first do a seminar on it. He'll give you a bunch of information, and then it'll be available for everyone.
Guys, if you're serious, I just want to say this real quick. If you guys are like serious about, really wanting to change your financial situation, and he's doing it for our members free before he puts out any content after that, right? If you're truly serious, you would carve away an hour. Like, you would truly carve away an hour. If not, you're all talk and you're bullshit, and you're part of 95% of people that just talk all fucking day long about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but never make a goddamn change. All right. If you want to start your week out good, you attend it. I'm telling you, we don't make $1 off it. He don't make $1 off it. Okay. He's giving this out free to everybody within our Discord. All right. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's for our Discord only. We're not opening it up to anybody else.
Guarantee you will learn something. Okay. And if you don't learn at least one thing, come shoot me a message. All right. Come shoot me a message. But I put my personal, I advocate for that man wholeheartedly. All right. He's a good guy, and he makes very decent money. Okay. He's good at what he does. So he's somebody that I look up to and I listen to. But yeah, guys, definitely check him out. I'll be on the call. Shit, I'll be there. It'll be my second time on it. Get some new nuggets of information, man. Okay. If you're not growing, okay, you're getting worse. No such thing as sitting still in this life. We are dynamic humans. We always need to be moving forward or moving backwards. Okay. And if you're not moving forward, you are moving backwards 100%.
You either grow or you decay.
Yep. And then Dan says, and naps in between. Yeah.
Dude.
Well, naps are important. Naps are very important if you can.
But cool.
Sitting Pool says Neo hates me. Yeah, Neo's had a bone to pick with a few people. Sitting Bull being one of them. He's one of my good buddies from out this way. So shout out. Hey, shout out. He's 35 million in the chat as well, guys. He's always in there giving a lot of inspirational stuff. He's given stuff in the exercise channel. The dude's in great shape himself. Never spends any less than 30 minutes a day doing abs. So you understand what he probably looks like without a shirt on. Guy's just a good guy as well, disciplined, and wants to truly help everybody out. So appreciate you, 35 million, doing all that for us. Yeah, Justin, anything else, bro?
I think that's it. Get ready for another week. We're gonna kill it.
Yep.
Watch the homework, and we'll be
Watch the
set.
homework. I will definitely be posting my homework as well into the chat this evening. We'll post a sermon to the channel for you guys, so you can go back and watch this. I'll do a little bit more in-depth stuff tonight that I'll be looking at. Maybe more of a trade plan for you guys in writing, so you could see it. And then, yeah, guys, we'll just be ready. Want to know what the overnight action does. I would love to see us get down and hold a major support in the overnight action and into the pre-market, which would tell me it would be prime for us to just get ready to keep on trucking to the upside. But of course, my bias is this: under 380, I'm going short. Okay, going short. Very simple stuff, guys. If that's it, Justin, I'll close it out, bro.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
All righty. Hey, guys, unless anyone has anything else they want to say as far as admins, I think everybody's good here.
We good. We good.
We good.
Yep,
We good.
I'm good. Actually, I will say one thing. If there's any other earnings plays that anybody is interested in, let me know and I will pull some information for you so you can play it a
Nice.
little bit better.
Nice, guys. We just gave Dan some information where he could do some stuff where he's like really good with the trading ticks and just market sentiment. And then also, I think that he was telling us it does some stuff about the implied volatility. Dan, I'm pretty sure we were talking about that as well. Gives you like historical
Yeah,
data.
pulling up historical volatility as it relates to earnings and everything.
Yep. So you
Yeah, so
basically could get levels on percentage of IV pretty much into earnings on the contract. You don't even have to watch a chart. You'll just know when it's going to reach like max IV, which will be pretty much the most juice the contract will be. Anyway, and you could trade Dan's like system two different ways. You could also sell the premium when it gets juiced the hell up.
Yep.
Right. That's when you're the house in that sense, where you're selling to write a contract, especially on a weekly, earnings like strike. Yeah, you're going to be sitting pretty well because the chance of the IV just completely crushes that contract down unless it goes in the money. Right. You're pretty much going to be in a good situation.
Yep.
All
And
right.
shoot, even if it goes in the money with how the IV drops. So if you play a Thursday earnings play,
Yep.
IV is going to drop significantly going into Friday. Even if it's in the money, you can buy that contract back and make money off of it. So
Correct.
yeah, man, it's killer.
No, it's fun, man. Yeah, Dan is he changed my viewpoint on earnings. Many years ago I got burnt doing dumb stuff, like what a lot of traders start out doing. Get a little cocky, start putting too much size on, not having great risk management, thinking you fucking could beat the market every day. You play some earnings because you think, oh, it's got to go up or it's got to go down. And, if you don't guess right and you don't guess close enough to the money, you're at the major disadvantage. Major disadvantage. So selling to right the open of the contract is much more in favor. I'm pretty sure Dan and us will start working on some maybe more educational stuff where we can maybe help him put some stuff in writing to get that out to you guys so you can understand his thought process there as well. Dan, always appreciate you, bro. And we'll just end it right there, guys.
No, Lizard King.
Oh,
shout out to Lizard King, put out a new script for us, a nice little SMA EMA script. It's a 2.0 version over his first one. Pretty cool. It's in charting resources, so definitely go check that out. This is like, he gives you a whole document with it as well, explains everything with screenshots, and it's definitely go check it out. Like, thank you so much for that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I haven't seen Lizard King's name off like in the chat a lot. I think he's more of a new recent member, and man, I want to tip my hat and just say thank you, bro. And just the amount of value you've been providing to the group constantly every day, selflessly, bro, doesn't go unnoticed, is greatly appreciated by, us admins and, many of the other people that are benefiting off the, the work you guys are putting in. So thank you. Also shout out Kapil as well. Capsim, guys, he wrote all the bots for the SPY, right? He wrote those bots. He wrote that whole thing for us. Okay. So it's a team effort for everybody here, right? So
yeah, it goes to show everyone's like trying to help out and help each other. So that's like really cool to see. So
yes,
we're all trying to win together. No one's, that's cool. I like it.
Yep.
Okay, Picasso, I like it.
All right, guys. Now That is it. That is it. That is it. I'm gonna end it right here. Appreciate y'all. Go ahead and get y'all's get your homework right, get your levels out, get your goddamn contracts on a watch list and link it to an active trader so you can be more efficient on a time standpoint to be able to get in and out of a position, but also watch numerous contracts. It's important. People buy contracts because they're trying to predict the future. Okay. It's only future forwarding. Like it's an actually a future indicator. Okay. So use it to your advantage. All right, guys. That's all I got. Have a great rest of your evening. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us, and we'll see you bright and early in the pre-market. Peace.
Peace.